In order for our parents to teach us not to follow what everyone else did, they often scolded us with the rhetorical phrase, "If your friends jumped off a cliff, would you do so too?" For me, my parents' version of this was instead a very blunt statement. If your friends ate avocado, don't you dare eat that as well. Now, what do avocados have to do with doing what other people did? For me, it was through copying my friends that I learned how much guacamole and avocados hate me and how much they are my arch enemy. Just imagining myself eating an avocado or a bowl of guacamole brings up pretty unpleasant memories, and there are two specific experiences that have really scarred me for life. I was in 4th grade, and it was May 5th, or more properly known in Mexico and America as Cinco de Mayo. My teacher was explaining the significance of Cinco de Mayo and how it marked Mexico's victory over the invading French in 1862, but how that's popularly become more associated with celebrating Mexican-American culture here in the United States. And in order for us to really understand what Mexican-American culture represented, she had brought a large array of traditional Mexican foods for us to try and eat. So along the table there was quesadilla, there's enchiladas, there was Spanish rice and beans, and of course, guacamole. And up until that point in my life, I had never eaten it, but I heard all of my classmates exclaim and express how much they loved avocados and how they were all going to get a large scoop. So of course, as a naive 10-year-old, I did the same. I got a large scoop of guacamole as well, and I ended up really loving it to my surprise. I went back for seconds, for thirds, for fourths, for fifths. I ate a lot. You know how like in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, every scene with Augustus Gloop is just him shoving chocolate into his face? That was me with that guacamole. So after everybody ate, we all sat back down, and my teacher began her lesson again about Mexican-American culture. So she was showing us videos about Mexican folk dancing, and the more we watched, the more queasy I felt. And at that point, I was like, okay, I need to go use the restroom. But I didn't want to go disrupt my teacher's lesson. I was too scared to go in front of the class and ask her. So I just thought, if I just sit here, I'll be okay, and I'll pass this. Eventually, that did not work, and eventually the nausea just caught up inside me really quickly. And I went up to the teacher, and before I could even say anything, and before I could even get her attention, I could feel myself throwing up, so I covered my mouth, and that was the worst decision ever. Because all the puke came out, and it landed all over my teacher, over the projector, in which she was projecting pictures of Mexican mural art, and basically in front of the class for everyone to see. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever thrown up guacamole, but believe me when I tell you, it's pretty green and pretty darn acidic smelling. So to this day, that was the most embarrassing moment of my elementary school life. But I later realized that it wasn't the amount of guacamole I ate that was the real problem. Fast forward to 5 years later, I'm now a freshman in high school, and one of the friends that I had newly just made invited me to her Olympic Greek-themed birthday party. So this is a costume party, so I came dressed in golden headwear and a white toga. And again, you judge a party by how good the food is. So, and I was looking at the table of foods. The first thing I saw was a bowl of bright green goodness, guacamole. And because that Cinco de Mayo vomiting fiasco had affected me so deeply, I made sure to stay away from it. And instead, I asked my other friends around me what they were eating instead. And they all told me that they were going to get the kebabs because they had avocado pieces skewered onto them. And just like my friends in 4th grade, they loved avocados. So again, I succumbed to peer pressure, and I was like, okay, I'll get that too. So I got that, and we went back down, sat at the table, and after 2 skewers, the same green vomit from 4th grade came back up again, this time more suddenly and more ferociously. The queasiness didn't build up inside me like it did in 4th grade. It just came very rapidly, and before I could do anything about it, I just felt myself throwing up over the table. It got over the plate, and it got on my completely white toga. And so I'm at a party. I don't have a change of clothes, and this party is at the rooftop of a Hilton hotel. So I had nothing to do but just to continue the night with this brownish green stained white cloth. And so all in all, this fruit that everybody loves to eat and people hold as edible treasures has really taught me the drawbacks and pitfalls of conformity. I realized through those experiences that I do not need to love what a majority of people love, because guacamole and avocados are such beloved foods for a lot of people, and for me that just isn't the case. And so through this epic saga of Kaiyu versus green vomit, I realized that conformity to this specific food is just not what I need. So unless I want to throw up again in front of an entire classroom or at a party once again, I do not need to conform to what a majority of people love. I do not need to conform to what a majority of people love. So now when I see other people conforming to what their friends blindly believe or just not thinking through with their actions and basing it off other people, I think to myself, you've got to be kidding me.
Oh.